Welcome to Dog Facts and Fun, where every fact hides a story of love. Picture this moment. It is the middle of the night. The house is completely silent. The world outside has finally slowed down. You turn over in the darkness, and there it is, that warm, solid weight pressed against your leg. Or maybe the rhythmic sound of soft breathing right beside your pillow. When your dog curls up beside you every single night, it is so easy to dismiss it. We think, oh, he just loves the soft blanket or she just wants to be warm. We chalk it up to habit, to comfort, or just simple sweet affection. But what if I told you that comfort is actually the least important part of the equation? Especially for those of us who have crossed the threshold of 60. This nightly ritual is not just a habit. It is a biological and emotional conversation that has been happening between humans and canines for thousands of years. It reveals a much deeper truth about who you are to them and surprisingly who they are to you. So we need to ask the big question, the one that goes beyond the surface. Why does your dog really choose to sleep with you? Why do they bypass their expensive orthopedic bed to squeeze into a small space on yours? The answer, it turns out, runs miles deeper than just puppy love. To your dog, your bed isn't just a mattress. It is a fortress. It is a safe perimeter. It is a field of absolute trust where they are doing two very specific things: guarding your vulnerability and attuning their biological rhythm to your every breath. You see what unfolds in that shared space between the hours of 10 o'clock p.m. and 6 a.m. can recalibrate your bond in ways you might not even expect. We are about to uncover the deeper motive behind their choice. A truth that, according to recent behavioral surveys, nearly 90% of dog owners completely overlook. Over the next 20 minutes or so, we are going to take a journey into the mind of your sleeping dog. We will explore why this is more than just cuddles. We will decode the secret language of their sleeping positions. We are going to look at a new concept called thermal healing. And finally, we will talk about the unspoken promise they make to you every single time they close their eyes next to yours. 1. The ancient survival pact. Let's start at the very beginning, not with your dog's life, but with their ancestors. Let's talk about the instinct behind their choice. You might look at your dog and see a baby, a furry family member who needs you to open cans of food and let them out. And of course, you love them. But in their chest beats the heart of a survivalist. Choosing where to sleep is statistically the single most dangerous decision a wild animal makes every 24 hours. In the wild, sleep is the state of ultimate vulnerability. You are blind. You are unconscious. You are defenseless. So here is the key difference between how you see the bed and how they see it. For us, the bed is about luxury, rest, and shutting off the brain. For them, it is a strategic decision rooted in safety and pack belonging. Wolves and wild dogs sleep in a heap for a reason. It isn't just for warmth. It is a security system. By touching, they create a sensory web. If one dog wakes up, everyone wakes up. When your dog chooses to lie beside you, they are integrating you into that survival web. They are saying, I am betting my life that you are safe, and I am pledging my awareness to ensure you stay safe. Now, what is fascinating, and this is where we get into the unique dynamic of the older owner, is why someone over the age of 60 often becomes the preferred sleeping partner. Think about your energy. As we move into this phase of life, our pace naturally changes. We tend to have a steadier routine. We might wake up in the same time, read at the same time, move with a more deliberate, quiet energy. There are fewer chaotic surprises, fewer late-night parties, less erratic movement. To a dog, that consistency is like a warm light in a dark room. Chaos creates anxiety in dogs. Predictability creates security. Your steady rhythm, your quiet energy, makes you the safest anchor in the house. So, when your dog ignores the younger, perhaps more energetic members of the family to sleep with you, it isn't an accident. It is a very deliberate calculation. They are gravitating toward the center of calm. They are choosing the strongest, steadiest anchor in the storm. 2. The thermal exchange. New section. Now, I want to introduce a concept that you might not have considered, but it is vital for both you and your aging dog. I call this the thermal exchange. Have you ever noticed that your dog presses their back specifically against your spine, or perhaps curls tightly against your aching knees? We often think they are just leeching warmth from us. And it is true, dogs run hotter than we do. Their average body temperature is between 101 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. They are literal living heating pads. But this behavior is actually a form of mutual therapy. As we age, our circulation can slow down. We get cold feet. Our joints might ache a little more when the weather turns. Your dog instinctively seeks out heat sources to conserve their own metabolic energy, but they also provide intense localized heat. When an older dog sleeps against an older human, a beautiful biological feedback loop occurs. The dog offers a steady source of heat that can actually soothe human joint pain and improve circulation during the night. In return, your larger body mass acts as a windbreak and a stabilizer for them. It is a symbiotic relationship. You are keeping them secure and they are keeping you warm. There was a small survey done recently that suggested nearly 70% of senior dog owners reported sleeping more soundly when they felt the physical heat of their dog against them. It acts as a grounding mechanism. It signals to your nervous system that you are not alone, allowing you to drift into a deeper, more restorative stage of sleep. So that heat you feel, it's not just temperature, it's healing. 3. Decoding the breath, the sigh. Let's move on and see how this communication builds. We are now going to decode those silent messages your dog is sending you every single night just through the sounds they make. We have all heard it. You turn off the lamp, you settle into your pillow, and then from the lump at the foot of the bed comes a long, heavy, dramatic sigh. Sometimes it includes a little groan. Sometimes it blows air right out of their nose. Many people mistake this for boredom or maybe annoyance that you moved your leg. But in the world of canine physiology, that sigh is a crucial signal. It is the sound of the parasympathetic nervous system engaging. When a dog is awake, they are often in a state of low-level alertness, listening for the mailman, watching the squirrels, wondering where you are going. That is the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight system at work. That sigh, that is the physical sound of them flipping the switch to rest and digest. They are manually releasing the tension from their diaphragm. They are lowering their cortisol levels by letting out that deep breath right next to you. They are sending a safe signal to the rest of the pack. In the wild, if the alpha or the sentry sighs and settles, the rest of the pack knows, okay, the danger is past. We can sleep now. When your dog does this, they are telling you, I am safe here. You have made the environment secure enough for me to power down. It is the highest compliment a vigilant animal can pay you. 4. The geometry of trust, sleeping positions. Now, let's look at the geometry of their sleep. The specific position your dog chooses to twist their body into tells a story about how they view your relationship. The heartbeat sinker. If your dog insists on lying on your chest or pressing their head against your neck, this is intense. It's not just for warmth. Biology suggests they are literally trying to sync their biological rhythm with yours. They can hear your heartbeat. They can feel the rise and fall of your chest. This position signifies absolute total emotional reliance. They are checking your vitals while comforting themselves with your life force. The sentry at the feet. What if they curl up by your feet or perhaps face the bedroom door? Don't mistake this for distance or a lack of affection. This is loyalty at a distance. A dog who sleeps at the feet is taking up a tactical position. They are close enough to be with you, but they have positioned themselves between you and the potential entrance of danger. They are guarding you. They are saying you rest. I will take the first watch. The vulnerable sprawler. But maybe the ultimate signal, the one that really tugs at the heartstrings, is when they sleep on their back near you. You know the look. Legs in the air, belly fully exposed, neck wide open. In the animal kingdom, exposing the belly is a death sentence if a predator is nearby. It is the softest target. To sleep like this requires the total absence of fear. If your dog sleeps on their back next to you, there is no easy exit path. They cannot jump up and run quickly. It is an act of complete and total surrender. It is their quiet way of saying, I know you will never hurt me, and I know you will never let anything else hurt me. I am home. 5 environmental stressors, the twist. But here is a little twist that most owners never see coming. And this is important for us to talk about because we want what is best for them. While your dog really benefits from sleeping with you, there might be subtle things happening in your bedroom that are actually causing them low-level stress, interrupting that deep sleep they need. To age gracefully. We think of our bedrooms as sanctuaries. But to a dog with super senses, they can be intense. Take blue light for example. We often fall asleep with the TV on or we scroll on our phones in the dark. Dogs, especially as they get older, can develop a sensitivity to flickering lights. The constant strobe effect of a TV show can prevent them from entering REM sleep. They might close their eyes, but their brain is still registering the flashes. Then there is scent. As we get older, we might use essential oils, diffusers, or stronger laundry detergents. A dog's nose is thousands of times more sensitive than ours. A lavender diffuser that smells relaxing to you might smell like a chemical factory to your dog, irritating their respiratory system all night long. And finally, restlessness. If you find yourself tossing and turning more these days, maybe due to joint pain or insomnia, your dog is feeling every single movement. As our dogs enter their senior years, let's say over the age of 7 or 8, their stress threshold drops. They become a bit less resilient. So, these small disturbances, the light, the smell, the movement can accumulate. It can make them grumpy the next day or lethargic. So, here is how to fix it. It's pretty simple. Try to make the room a sensory deprivation tank. Keep it dark. Turn off the TV. Keep it cool. Dogs sleep better in cooler air. Avoid strong scents near the bed. And if your dog has a favorite spot on the mattress, try to respect that zone. Don't push them over with your feet. That is their ritual zone, and respecting it helps protect their peace. 6. When closeness becomes a warning. Now, this next part is critical. We love it when they cuddle, but there is a specific type of closeness that should ring a warning bell. If your dog, who usually sleeps at your feet or on their own side, suddenly starts sleeping way too close, like pressing frantically right up against you, trembling or refusing to leave your side even for a moment, that might not be affection. If that closeness is new, intense, or restless, that is not bonding. That is coping. Dogs are stoic. They hide pain, but when they are scared or hurting, they seek out their protector. A sudden change. Might use essential oils, diffusers, or stronger laundry detergents. A dog's nose is thousands of times more sensitive than ours. A lavender diffuser that smells relaxing to you might smell like a chemical factory to your dog, irritating their respiratory system all night long. And finally, restlessness. If you find yourself tossing and turning more these days, maybe due to joint pain or insomnia, your dog is feeling every single movement. As our dogs enter their senior years, let's say over the age of 7 or 8, their stress threshold drops. They become a bit less resilient. So, these small disturbances, the light, the smell, the movement can accumulate. It can make them grumpy the next day or lethargic. So, here is how to fix it. It's pretty simple. Try to make the room a sensory deprivation tank. Keep it dark. Turn off the TV. Keep it cool. Dogs sleep better in cooler air. Avoid strong scents near the bed. And if your dog has a favorite spot on the mattress, try to respect that zone. Don't push them over with your feet. That is their ritual zone, and respecting it helps protect their peace. 6. When closeness becomes a warning. Now, this next part is critical. We love it when they cuddle, but there is a specific type of closeness that should ring a warning bell. If your dog, who usually sleeps at your feet or on their own side, suddenly starts sleeping way too close, like pressing frantically right up against you, trembling or refusing to leave your side even for a moment, that might not be affection. If that closeness is new, intense, or restless, that is not bonding. That is coping. Dogs are stoic. They hide pain, but when they are scared or hurting, they seek out their protector. A sudden change in sleeping habits can be a sign of hidden pain. Arthritis often flares up at night. They might be seeking your body heat for relief. Sensory decline. If their vision or hearing is fading, the dark becomes scary. They need to feel you to know where they are. C. Cognitive issues. Just like humans, dogs can get confusion. Isn't the sleep itself that matters most? It is those quiet little moments right before the dreams come. This is when your dog takes one last look at you. Maybe they circle the blanket 3 or 4 times in ancient instinct to trample down the grass and check for snakes. They let out that sigh we talked about. They press their back to you and finally they settle. To most of us it just looks ordinary. It happens every night. But to them it is a sacred, profound ceremony. This really gets to the heart of what is happening in that quiet moment in the dark. They are making you a silent promise. It is a promise that says, I will be here when you wake up. They are memorizing your breathing. They are memorizing your scent. They are learning the rhythm of your night. And they only truly settle when they feel your peace. If you are stressed, they will stay awake. If you are calm, they will drift off. So, here is the real takeaway. The truth that brings tears to the eyes of those who understand it deeply. They are not just sleeping with you. In a very real, very primal way, they are sleeping for you. A part of them always stays awake, tuned to your slightest movement, your slightest change in breath. Yes, it is instinct, but it is also devotion. They are the quiet guardians of our dreams. They watch the dark so we don't have to. So, to recap what we have learned today in this deep dive, your dog sleeping with you is all about ancient instinct and the need for a secure perimeter. Their position, whether on your chest or at your feet, is a silent form of emotional communication. It is really important to optimize your room to protect their aging senses and to watch for those sudden changes that signal pain rather than love. But most of all, this nightly ritual is an unspoken promise of loyalty and protection. The next time your dog curls up beside you, maybe tonight, I want you to pause. Don't just go to sleep. Think for watching and like, subscribe and share please.